Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm just going to be showing you how I groom one of my dogs. So this is Clarabelle, she's 2 years old. I'll do an introduction video for her eventually, and once I make it I'll link it in the description. But basically I'm just going to be grooming her, so that's brushing her and giving her a bath and then drying her off after. So she's actually a Lhasa Apso mix, so she's mainly Lhasa Apso, but she has some Yorkie and Maltese. So this kind of breed doesn't have very thick, dense fur, so it didn't take me that long. It took me about an hour maybe to do everything. But I have a poodle also, and it's a toy poodle, and he takes a while because you have to brush through his fur, then give him a bath, which takes a while, and then you have to dry him off, which takes forever because of his really thick fur. His whole process takes like 3 hours or more, and I'm not even exaggerating. So I can do a video of me grooming him if you guys want. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. But yeah, so I'm just going to be grooming her. So I'm starting off by brushing. As you can see, most of the fur that's coming off is coming from her tail, because her tail gets the most tangled because that's the longest part of her, because it is summer where I am right now. So we cut her hair shorter, and then in the winter we let it grow out a little bit longer, not that much, but just a little. So yeah, and she's a very easy dog to groom. It's just basically just making some of the knots. Sometimes she gets stuff caught in her fur. Her face is really greasy right now and oily, and it gets like that. You can see by her mouth, it's like very wet and stuff like that, but that's because when we feed her we have to use a bowl. Well, one, it's wet outside and we let her outside before I did this, so then she wouldn't have to go as I was recording the video. And two, when she eats, she has to eat out of this special bowl because she eats way too fast. So we use the bowl from Kong. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's a bowl that's like, she has to hit it with her paw, and it has 3 little holes around it the food will come out of. It's, yeah, I'll pop up a picture right here. So that's what we use to feed her because she eats way too fast. So now we bathe her, since she's a very small dog, like very small. We bathe her in the sink. So sorry if you see any dishes or anything. I think I cleared them out. Yeah, I cleared them out. So it takes a while because I want to make sure I get the right temperature, not too hot and not too cold, just lukewarm to the touch. So then it won't be very harsh on her. So I'm just rinsing her whole body, getting ready. When I get by her head, I cup my hand around the top of her head so it doesn't get in her eyes, and then I use the reason why I'm holding her mouth like that is so she doesn't move and get her eyes, get water in her eyes. And now I'm adding some soap. I showed the soap really quickly, like briefly, but I'm scrubbing her with soap. And again, I scrub her head and her ears, but I do it behind her eyes. And then for her mustache, I was able to do that without getting it in her eyes, but I just do that over her whole entire body, her paws and everything, and then I rinse her whole body off. Obviously, that's what you do, but I make sure I scrub it really good because hasn't had a bath in a little bit, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month probably, because we've been very busy. So yeah, so then I rinse her off, and when I rinse off, so if you notice that I do the same cupping thing with the hands, so the water doesn't get in her eyes, and I rinse off her entire body. And then for her mustache area, I use a wet paper towel since I didn't bring a face cloth, and I just rub off that soap because I don't want to risk getting the water in her eyes. So yeah, and the soap I use is meant for dogs. It's a dog shampoo, and it's by the brand Spa, I think, and it's like peach scented. It's like natural, and it doesn't have any harm to them. I've been using that shampoo for years with my other dog. My other dog's 10. So yeah, the shampoo is completely safe for them, and it won't harm them at all. I just didn't want to get anything and risk getting soap in her eyes, and her mustache gets really bad. So if it was any other dog, I would skip washing that with soap. I would just rinse it, but I didn't want to risk getting soap in her eyes, so that's why I used the wet paper towel. Okay, then once I'm done, what I like to do is gently squeeze her paws to get all the water out, because her paws and I do that with all 4 of her paws and her tail, because those collect a lot of water. So if you saw, I was kind of like pushing the water to her feet gently. I'm not like doing anything aggressively. And then this is actually really funny. So once I dry her off, we put her on the ground and she sprints and does laps, and it's hilarious. I couldn't get it that much. She only did a little bit right there. But she'll sprint around the whole house like crazy. She goes crazy no matter what. Whenever she gets wet, she completely goes insane, whether it's a bath or it's coming in from the rain, and she just sprints all over the place. Because I don't know if she's like trying to get dry instead of like just shaking. She has to sprint all over the place, but it's actually kind of entertaining. So then what I do is, usually I do this with my mom. So one of us will hold the blow dryer and will blow dry her, and the other one will be brushing her, so then she can get her fluffy volume without having to constantly stop. But my mom was actually working. She works in like the night shift, so I had to do this by myself. So as you saw, I blow dry her a lot, and then I'll brush her. At the beginning, I brushed her first, so I paused a few times to brush her and then use the blow dryer on her. She doesn't really like the blow dryer on her face, but she likes it on her body because she likes the heat. She does like it, but she likes when it blows on her chin and blows her ears back. It's really funny, actually. Like when we're in the car and the AC's running, she likes to stand with her face against the AC, and it'll just blow back. Same when she's let outside in the wind, she'll face the wind and just stop and then slowly close her eyes, almost like she's a model or something, and it's really funny. So yeah, I'm just touching up. She really doesn't like when I do her face because she doesn't like the pull on her lip, like the pulling of the fur from her lip. So yeah, so that's why I was holding her mouth the way I did, was so she wouldn't try to turn around and bite the comb. She's never tried to bite me, but she tries to bite the comb and she could accidentally bite me. So I like lightly hold her mouth so then she doesn't turn around and snap. But she's not an aggressive dog at all. It's just she tries to bite the comb because she thinks it's the comb that's doing it, but not me, which is weird. But yeah, so I just continue to blow dry her. So I'm not sure if you're able to tell, but she likes to do this thing where when I'm blow drying her, when I'm giving her the actual bath, like I'm in the process of bathing her, she'll actually start to fall asleep, and it's kind of funny. And her eyes will slowly close and her head will drop because she's really tired. She's only 2, so she's young and full of energy, hence why she runs around all over the place. But yeah, so if you do want to see the video of my other dog, be sure to let me know in the comments, because he's a little bit different. She doesn't mind being on the table. She doesn't mind any of that. Like, she doesn't care. She's completely fine with walking around on the table, and she'll just sit there while I brush her and I blow dry her. My other dog does not like to be on the table, and he'll get very low to the ground. It's almost like he's uncomfortable, but I'm trying my best not to make it uncomfortable. I groom him the same way I groom her. He's just not as comfortable with it as she is. He also has to get bathed in the bathtub, and so, I mean, it's a little bit different, but I groom them on the same table, and I groom him the same way I'm showing you here. It's just his takes a lot longer, so I do give him breaks. So I tend to brush him completely one day, like during the night, and the next day in the morning I'll give him a bath, and then I'll finish the rest of it, because he's older. He has arthritis in his back legs, I think, because the way he walks and stuff, and he has anal gland problems, so that makes it uncomfortable for him to walk and to sit too. But yeah, so once again, just let me know if you want to see that video. I'll be happy to make it, but it just warning you, it will take a while and it's a lot different. So it'll be interesting. It won't be the same exact thing I'm showing you here. Again, I have to bathe him in the bathtub, not the sink, and his grooming takes a lot more time. So here's the final result. Here, I think she looks really pretty. That's my other dog right there. She looks so cute. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.